Hello students, today we are starting our unit number 7. The name of unit 7 is Properties of Matter. Okay, so now in this unit we are going to discuss some properties, some mechanical properties of different types of matters: elasticity, pressure, viscosity, fluid flow, surface tension. Okay, so these are some mechanical properties of the matter. Now what are that of what this property belongs to? Like elasticity property is related to solids, pressure it is related to liquids and gases, or in combinedly we can call liquids and gases as fluids. Okay, viscosity is also related with liquids and gases, fluid flow is related also with liquids and gases, and surface tension is related to the liquids only. Okay, so this way now each of the property we are going to discuss in detail with the derivations and numericals. So let us start today with the first property, elasticity, in the next sheet. Note down. Now let us start discussing the elasticity property. Okay, elasticity property. The meaning is the property of regaining original shape and size after removal of deforming force. Okay, so we can take the example of, suppose we have a duster and suppose we try to apply it some force, we try to compress it. Okay, so this compressing from the outside is called the deforming force. Now when we remove the deforming force, when we release it, then the duster takes its original shape and size. Okay, so that means the elasticity's property is related to, it is not related to that we apply the deforming force. It is related to what happens when we remove the deforming force. Does the body come back to its original shape and size? Okay, so that property is called elasticity. So if or the property of regaining original shape and size after removal of deforming force. This is called elasticity. Now based on this elasticity concept, we can divide the bodies into two categories: elastic body and plastic body. Okay, now elastic body. So first of all, whenever we apply the deforming force to any body, suppose we have a steel wire, it is suspended from a fixed support and here we are applying the force. Now this force can be applied in form of any weight. Suppose a heavy weight we apply here, mg. So what will happen? This steel wire will get extended. Okay, so it should get extended. So this is called the deformation. Now if this mg which is applied, that is removed, does this body come back to its original shape, original size? Yes. So if the body comes back to its original size and shape after removing the deforming force, that means after removing this load, then that body is called elastic body. And if it doesn't come back to its original shape and size, then it is called the plastic body. Okay, so meaning is, if we are applying force on any object, so object has been deformed, it has got a change in its shape and size, but once we remove the force, if it is coming back to its original shape and size, then it is elastic body. Or if it is permanently deformed, permanently some change has come in the body, then that body is called what? Plastic body. Okay, and always there is a limit that we should apply the force to gain elasticity within some elastic limit. Okay, so object will always persist the elasticity property within a limit. After that the object may break also, or it can be permanently deformed also. Okay, so or to achieve the elasticity, there is always a limit that is called elastic limit. So there is a well known Hooke's law of elasticity that we are going to come to in the next sheet. Let us discuss now one basic rule related to elasticity, that is Hooke's law of elasticity. Now this Hooke's law of elasticity is relating two terms, stress and strain, and Hooke's law is saying that both are proportional within the elastic limit. Okay, as I have told you that there is a limit for elasticity. So stress and strain are always proportional. Now we need to understand that what is stress and what is strain. So stress formula means force per unit area. Okay, stress is force per unit area. So you see, this is the input. Okay, first of all, on any object we apply the force. So on applying the force, whatever change takes place, that we study in terms of strain. So what is a strain definition? It is a ratio change in dimension upon original dimension. Okay, so stress means we have applied some input. That means we have first done what? Suppose this is the object. On this object, suppose we apply any force. So force per unit area. Okay, suppose we are talking about this space. So whatever force we are applying per unit area, that is called the stress. And as a result, what change in the dimension has come with respect to the original dimension, that is called strain. So how they are connected? So obviously they should be proportional. जितना ज़्यादा हम स्ट्रेस लगाएंगे यानी फोर्स लगाएंगे पर यूनिट एरिया, उतना ज़्यादा स्ट्रेन आएगा बॉडी में. सो दैट मीन्स दे शुड बी प्रोपोर्शनल. So this is only the Hooke's law of elasticity. Now there can be types of stress and strain. So based on the types, now we will discuss the constant. So what is that constant? If we remove this proportional sign, that one constant should come. Stress equal to K into strain. So this K we can write as what? Stress upon strain. And what is the name of this K? It can be termed as elasticity coefficient or modulus of elasticity. Okay, so the ratio of stress upon strain is known as modulus of elasticity. Okay, and based on that which type of stress we are taking and which type of strain we are taking, this modulus of elasticity has different names. So let us move to that elasticity coefficients, okay, in the next sheet. Now these stress and strain formulas are already written here. Now just understand the two types of elasticity coefficients. Okay, first of all, if normal stress we divide by longitudinal strain, then this division is called Young's modulus of elasticity Y. Okay, so it's this way. Suppose it is a wire and on this wire we apply a load. So because on this surface we are applying perpendicularly a force, so this type of force is normal. Okay, normal to this surface. That's why this, so we can draw the wire here also. Suppose this is a wire. So if we are applying any force perpendicularly, so this is called the normal stress. Okay, so perpendicular force upon area is called the normal stress. Now what will happen if this body is linear in shape, that means a kind of wire, then what will happen? Its length will increase. Okay, so length will increase. So we will name that length increase in terms of strain. What we will call that time? Longitudinal strain. Okay, so longitudinal strain means what? Change in length upon original length. If the body is linear in shape, then on applying force its length will increase. That's why we will use longitudinal strain. So longitudinal strain means change in length upon original length. So this is that longitudinal strain. Now if the body is cuboid shaped, okay, so that means a kind of the body is having volume. So suppose this type of body is there. It is a cuboid. It is a chalk box. Okay, so it is a cuboid. Now suppose we apply the force. We apply the force from all the sides. So what will happen? This body's volume is there originally. It may decrease on applying the force from all the sides, from outside. So volume may decrease. Okay, so volume may change. So volumetric strain will appear if the body is already having a volume. Okay, so volumetric strain means change in volume upon original volume. Okay, so strain is of two types: longitudinal strain and volumetric strain. Okay, so normal stress divided by longitudinal strain is called Young's modulus, and normal stress upon volumetric strain is called the bulk modulus. Now let us write the formulas for both. The formula of Young's modulus, final formula. Okay, so let us take this wire example. So suppose we have loaded the wire with some force mg. So stress is what? Load means force upon area. So mg upon area, and longitudinal strain means what? Change in length upon original length. So change in length we are calling delta L upon original length is L. So finally, what is the cross sectional area of the wire? So if the radius of the wire is r, so cross sectional area of the wire can be pi r square. So mg upon pi r square or upon delta L upon L can be the formula. Or lastly, mg upon pi r square L by delta L. This is the formula of Young's modulus of elasticity. What is this written? mgl upon pi r square delta L. Okay, this is about Young's modulus formula. Now let us discuss the bulk modulus formula. For bulk modulus, I am writing the derivation here, formula here. For bulk modulus, we need a volumetric body. Okay, so when we apply the force per unit area, so this here we will call pressure. So force per unit area, normal stress upon volumetric strain, that is delta V upon V. So we need to write volume and pressure together. Okay, so force upon area, here we will write pressure and delta V upon V. Becomes the formula for the bulk modulus. Bulk modulus we represent by K. So finally the formula is in terms of pressure, and it is negative sign also, because when we apply the force from all the sides, the volume of the body decreases. So change in volume is negative. So here also negative sign should come. So whenever volume decreases, you have to put a minus sign. Okay. Now let us do some practice questions. See this question, a numerical based on Young's modulus. A wire increases in length by 10 raised to power minus 3 of its original length. Okay, so it's this way. One wire is given, its original length, say it is L. So now this same wire is increasing. So increase in length is called delta L. So how much is delta L? It is written increase in length is 10 raised to power minus 3 times of original. So 10 raised to power minus 3 times of original length L. This has come. Now stress is also given in the question. 10 raised to power 8. It should be in Newton upon meter square, because force upon area is the formula of the stress. Question is calculate Y. So Y formula is stress upon strain. Stress is 10 raised to power 8 and strain means what? Delta L by L. So what is delta L? Delta L is 10 raised to power minus 3 times of L. Original length not given. We have assumed it L only. So this way L and L is getting cancelled. 10 raised to power minus 3 will go up, become plus 3. So final answer is 10 raised to power 11. So what is the unit of Young's modulus? Newton upon meter square. Unit of Young's modulus, why it is Newton upon meter square? Because strain has no unit. Strain is what? Ratio. Change in length upon original length. Both may be in centimeter or both may be in meter. So this part strain has no unit. Only stress has unit, Newton upon meter square. So Y also has the unit, Newton upon meter square. Note down. Let's do one question of bulk modulus. Calculate bulk modulus of a medium if the pressure changes from this value to this value, Newton upon meter square, changing the volume by 10%. So the bulk modulus means K. Its formula is increased pressure upon delta V by V. Now increased pressure, that means we have to minus the two pressures. Okay, so how much increased pressure has been applied? So subtract the two pressures, its value will come 0.155 into 10 raised to power 5 upon delta V upon V. So you see now, delta V upon V, delta V is 10% of V. It is written. So 10% means 10 by 100 of V, that means 0.1 V. So delta V we have to apply 0.1 V upon V. So this way the K answer will come 1.55 into 10 raised to power 5. Newton upon meter square. That's it. Okay.